Hi everyone,
Hello,
welcome back.
welcome back.
Thank you for your birthday wishes last time. That was very sweet of you. Thanks a lot. What is happening? How are we transitioning to the 5D? This topic is like popular at times and then it starts to go down and then it becomes popular again.
Yeah, it's like this.
We've been also talking about the 5D. This is the beginning of our channel, pretty much.
And it's time for an update
Yes.
because we
It is.
have to let you know what we think and also you how you feel from the video. Use your own intuition.
I know energetically right now we're in an important period, and that's why it is important to understand the processes for us, for you, for everybody. And I hope you like our insights. It's all related, of course, to twin flames because that's pretty much the future of humanity, how things should work. You know, when we speak about twin flames, very often the number 1111 appears. That's actually based on the number 2. But the truth is that the universe functions on the base of the Trinity, because when the two combine together they make this triangle and the connection there is the third point. So this is the third entity, like 1, 2 and together is the 3.
But Trinity exists on an individual level, and that's when you finally realize that you are balanced. But when you meet your partner, you need to be balanced again once more, but it's more difficult.
And so on and so forth. This can actually go even further.
Yes, we can even become a trinity with a community, for example.
The transition to the 5D is where things are gonna work for everybody in this way, the Trinity way, because without the Trinity principle we are not able to create. Now, creating and manifesting 2 different things, because when we manifest something it already exists out there, so you are almost like attracting it. That's where the law of attraction, the principle, the idea of the law of attraction came from.
And so on. So beautiful.
So manifesting is based on the so-called principle law of attraction. As creating is something totally different. You are still using the same energy, but you're using the existing resources to create something totally new. So in this respect, they are totally different. And transitioning from the 3D to the 5D is exactly this. It's moving on from manifesting to creating. This is where we have to upgrade. Until now was easy because manifesting is not so difficult. It's not so difficult to attract something to your life, to be honest with you. But creating something from existing resources, and this is basically to take the old and to create something new out of it.
I always thought they were the same thing. Incredible.
Yeah, they're actually very different, and you almost have to be a master to do that. As a matter of fact, I'm thinking about us. You love this bird.
Yes, very good.
That in our house projects here, we have been using a lot of old materials that we have lying around here, the house, because my grandfather was very, how to say, envisioning the future. He really put together some materials that are very good, and we have a lot of machines and different things that we can use to create stuff. So we have been using all these old materials, let's say, to create something totally new, which looks contemporary. Of course, it's not like store-bought, but just because it's made by us, it's even more valuable.
Yes, much better.
We love it even more. So transitioning from the 3D to the 5D is gonna be something like not letting go of the 3D, but learning how to live in the 3D under the new conditions of the 5D.
And the best explanation, because people, when they hear, some people have very little attention span, so they only hear like the highlights.
You know this
So
better.
technically, what you're hearing from all this soup, it's that that you are like, what do you have to do in order to adapt to the from the 3D to 5D and stuff like this? There's nothing to do except to just listen to your intuition, because your own intuition will be always up to date, like exactly what you have to do from the present moment. So there's really nothing to do. You don't have to start like to force yourself into certain lifestyles and stuff
Well,
like
there
this.
is something a little bit to do because it is still adjusting. It's almost like you're moving into a new house, right?
Yes,
And you
but
have new appliances and new things there, so you have to learn how to use them.
yes, but if you have to learn something new, that your intuition is gonna prepare you, is gonna tell you as well. So yeah.
I know that, you know, right now we are having a little bit of interesting energy experience influence, and these energy influences, they will continue to come back. It's almost like glimpses from the old in the new reality. That's because when we transition, you know, from one thing to another, the process is super slow. So it's not just like step in, step out, step in from the age of Pisces to the age of Aquarius, for example. The age of Pisces will be coming to the surface from time to time. They will become shorter, these periods of time, but it will drag for a while. Just like with the weather, you know, this explanation, you can explain them, the cold and the warm cycles.
Yes, I figured out something that I think no one else explains, or probably there is an explanation. I just don't know what they are
Didn't come
calling
upon
it.
Yeah.
Maybe there's a scientific name for it. It's almost like there's like warm and cold cycles, meaning, for example, the summer is approaching, but every couple of weeks, usually it's like this, couple of weeks or 3 weeks, it's warmer days and then colder days, warmer days, colder days. For example, the summer is coming, but it doesn't mean that each day as the summer approaches that it will be warmer and warmer. Yes, but every 2 weeks will be, let's say, cooler, and then another 2 weeks warmer, and until it reaches the peak. The same for the winter. The winter every day gets colder, but every 2 weeks it's like a pack of warmer days and then cooler days and so on.
And there's something else on this that you figured out, is that the more the warmer approaches, for example, the colder cycles become shorter.
Yes, become
And
shorter
vice versa.
and less warm, obviously, and then vice versa. The cold cycles become longer and colder, and the warmer cycles shorter and less warm.
Yeah. So it's the same with this transition from Pisces to Aquarius, from 3D to 5D. They are still going to be there. We just have to learn to incorporate the new coming from the old, because these emotional blockages, the emotions that we see coming up to the surface, there's something else behind it as well, and we really would love to speak about it. As a matter of fact, our ebook touches up on this aspect, based more on the physical body, how to work these out better.
Yes. For the people who don't know, the ones who are not subscribed and they just saw us recently, it's an ebook. It's called Twin Flame Model Remake. It's to remake your own body, mind, and soul, and to adapt as well to the days that we live on. Exactly what the video is about.
Yep, we
To
have a
adapt.
special video more about the book. So it is the same thing. We need to restore these codes in order to move on, but we still need what was from the past. Take it as a basis, that you need this basis so that the new can hold on to this basis. So you need to fix this old thing so that it's stable enough to hold the new. And the job of the twin flames here is tremendous, because to create, which is the 5D reality, the creation, we need both energies, the yin and the yang energies, to work together in balance, because we have this triangle. I mentioned it before. If on the one side is the feminine, the other is the masculine, the top of the triangle is where both energies meet. And where they start to create. When they work in balance, creation comes. The masculine energy is the initiator, but the creation comes through the feminine energy, and this is why women are the ones that give birth to children. There's even like physical symbolism in how things work energetically. That's exactly how it works. So this is the principle of Trinity, and it's an essential basic principle in the universe.
Another thing we want to touch up is also as these energies become more dominant, you know, the 5D approaching, you have to expect that the fourth dimension or the lower astral, because the lower astral actually goes everywhere, but even the
Yeah.
fifth dimension, sixth dimension, but it is more prevailing as these energies approaches, because the more people are an atheist, they don't believe in anything, the lower astral cannot affect these people. And as the more people become believers in whatever, you know, in the energy, in the sky or in God, then the lower astral is allowed to touch these people, to make them confused, to put them against each other and so on. So this is just for you know. And also,
Okay, I don't want to lose your thought.
no, I'm not. For the people who don't know what the lower astral is, we have a playlist down in the description below. We speak the basics, and as we make more about the lower astral videos like this, we will add to this playlist.
I just want to add that being an atheist, not believing in anything, is not really the answer as well.
Exactly.
Because this makes
Thank
you
you.
stuck to the 3D entirely.
Yes.
And we need to believe in the divine so that we can move on.
There's-
But when we start to move on, when we start to, upgrade, this is when the lower astral attacks. Don't be afraid of it.
There's two forces, one on earth, the other on the astral. And as you believe in God, you get affected by the lower astral, but you have to protect yourself. Love above everything, and believe in yourself as well. And here, if you don't believe in anything, the system, the matrix of this earth is what controls these people. So just so you know. There's no way out, but the only way out is love.
I give you
Hey!
I couldn't stop it. Lots of love, guys.
Lots of love.